Then drivers of trackless vehicles must give way to pedestrians, cyclists, self-balancing vehicle riders, drivers of mopeds, self-driving delivery robots, and mini mopeds. And when we have to give way, in what kind of situation? When you cross the carriageway onto which the driver is turning, unless the obligation to give way is regulated otherwise by the traffic control devices. So anytime I turn right or left, doesn't matter, I have to give way to the pedestrians, cyclists, self-balancing vehicles, delivery robots, and any type of pedestrians basically. Let's check the map. Like here, for example, I want to turn, it's the city center. If near to this Freedom Square, Vabudu Seveljak, maybe you know it. Like here, if I want to turn right, you see we don't have any pedestrian crossing signs, we don't have zebra, nothing. But still, there is a rule here. Yeah, if you turn right or left on some road, you have to give way to the pedestrians. So if somebody is moving here, some pedestrian, and you also want to move here, for example, you also have to give them a way. So you basically stop here, wait until they pass the road, wait until they pass, and then you can continue moving in this direction. Driver must give way to the delivery robot when driver turns right or left to another road, carriageway. The same rule like we just described, observed on the previous slide. When the driver has to cross a regulated pedestrian crossing at the end of side turn where a self-driving delivery robot crossing the carriageway during a permitting traffic light signal. Now imagine if you also turn right, but he has a green light on the pedestrian crossing on the right side. So of course you have to give way to him because he has a green light. When the driver is gathering to stop on the roadside or shoulder where the robot is moving. So if you want to stop on the roadside, for example, just to take a phone call, for example, or some other thing, or you just need to check the phone or something, and you want to stop on the right side of the road, you also have to check the mirrors that no robots are moving there, so you have to give them away. And of course, if you are reversing, the same thing, you have to give way to the robots. For example, if you want to reverse from here to here, right? Even if you just reverse straight, doesn't matter, you have to give way to the robots. They're usually very clear. They have a like small orange flag which is always blinking with this orange light, so it's very clear to see it on the road actually. So yeah, these kind of rules you have to follow. One more interesting rule here: intersection of the cycle track and carriageway. If a road has a separate cycle track and unregulated intersection, like this you see, so basically we have a cycle track, we have a sign, except an intersection with the car park, home traffic area, resting place, or an access road and to an area adjacent to a road, a cyclist, self-balancing vehicle rider, mini moped driver, doesn't matter, they all must give way to road users on the road, unless the obligation to give way is regulated otherwise by traffic control devices. So they basically, if they don't have traffic lights, zebra, or pedestrian crossing sign, like zebra sign, the blue one, they cannot cross this road. If there is a car, they have to give way to you, basically. So just try to remember, it's a lot of space, a lot of places like this in Tallinn. When a road goes like this, you see pedestrian road, and if they don't have any signs for this pedestrian crossing, basically you don't have to give way to them. You just pass it, and these kind of pedestrians, cyclists, they all have to give way to you. The same with the robots, actually, they also have to give way to you. intersection of the cycle track, pedestrian crossing and carriageway. Also, here we also turn right, for example, you see it. So if we turn right, we also have to give way to the pedestrians, robots, cyclists, to everyone. If we go straight, like here, and pedestrian is crossing like this also straight, cyclist, we are talking about cyclists now. So then in this case, cyclist has to give way to you. So in this situation, when we turn left or right, or if we make a U-turn, we have to give way to the cyclists. But if we go straight like this, and for example cyclist is here or here, then cyclist has to give way to us. But of course we have to give way to pedestrians. But cyclists, they are not casual pedestrians. Cyclists, bicycle riders, they have kind of different rules because they have higher speed. So it can be very dangerous for us and for them to apply the same rules like for the pedestrians. So in this case, basically he gives a way to us, we can pass. But for example, if we turn right and he wants to go, we have to give way to him. These kind of rules are working in our traffic act basically. So drivers of trackless vehicles must give way upon turning left or making a U-turn to the road users driving in the oncoming traffic. So if I want to turn left, I always have to give way to the cars as well, not only pedestrians or cyclists. In this case, I can get to the middle of the crossroad, wait here until he passes, and then when it's free, I basically can finish my turn. The same if we have a green light, because usually they also have a green light. And if I have a green light, the same situation. I go to the middle of the crossroad, wait until they all pass and turn left. So in this case, I have to give way to them as well. Also, to the drivers which are turning right on the crossroad, the same. I have to give way if they turn right. I cannot disturb them basically in this situation. Sometimes we have two lanes here, like one, left and right. So even in this case, you still have to wait until he chooses right or left lane. Sometimes drivers who turns left, they take the left lane. These drivers take the right, just because of safety. But actually, in real life, it happens like this. But according to the rules, you cannot disturb them. They can choose any lane they want, and only then you can enter this road. So basically, also try to give them away properly. And we also have to give way to the drivers overtaking such road users. It means us. So if they overtake us, someone behind, we also have to give way to him. So that's why we have to check the mirror before we want to make a left turn, that we have to ensure that no bikers or cars overtake us in this situation. So basically we have three rules, main rules. Yeah, if we turn left and this car goes straight, we have to give way. If this car turn right and we also go left, we also have to give way. And also we have to check the cars behind always, and we have to give way to them, so they have to finish the overtaking maneuver. And we cannot go left. So this requirement does not apply if a left turn or a U-turn is made and at an unregulated intersection of unequal roads from main road to that change direction, or at regulated intersection with the green arrow pointing to the left in additional section of the traffic light. The main light also has to be green. So if the main light is green and the arrow also green, so we can go left and we don't have to give way to anybody. So in the same situation here, we have main road going left. Yeah, they have secondary road, we see it. So we also can finish the maneuver. We can go left, we don't have to give way. So the same, we can make a U-turn even. And also here we can make a U-turn. So basically, here this previous requirements does not apply, because we have different sign regulation basically and traffic light regulation. The driver must not enter an intersection of carriageways if the density of traffic is such that they will probably be required to stop at the intersection, thereby obstructing the other road users. So we cannot stuck in the traffic jam like this on the middle of the crossroad. We have to wait before that or after that. We cannot block the main road here. It's also very important. Sometimes people forget about that. It's hard to see it in advance. So that's why you always have to calculate how much space you have after the crossroad here. Yeah, if you want to pass it, you always have to calculate how much space you have there. If you see that you will not fit there, so better stop here and wait until the cars in front will move a little bit more straight, that you can fit behind them. Driving at unregulated intersection. The driver driving on a non-priority road must give way to a driver approaching an intersection or driving at the intersection along the priority road or right-of-way road, regardless of their driving direction. It's a very important rule here, because if you have the main road, other cars cannot disturb you. Basically, you can go straight, right, you can go back as well. No, of course you have to give way to the oncoming car, because they also have main road. But imagine we don't have this white car. So basically, we can make any maneuver we want here, and these cars, they have to wait us. Sometimes people make a U-turn. They basically stop a little bit here, and this yellow car is already moving. So it's not correct in this situation. Basically, you still have priority. You have to finish your maneuver. And some road users basically do not know that. So when it's main road, on the crossroad, you have basically all the rights to do any maneuver. Straight, left, right, back, doesn't matter. The other road users have to give you away. So if you have an accident, for example, in this kind of situation, of course you will be right. So you are not going to be punished for that. How do you think? Who has priority here then? Usually people answer that oncoming car has the priority basically. But actually it's not so simple. As you remember from the previous rule, that if we are located on the main road, we also have to exit this main road, and we have priority in this case. So the drivers who have non-priority road, as you see, must give way to a driver approaching from the main road. So as you see, this car is on non-priority road, and we are approaching from the main road, but we turn left, but still we are approaching from the main road. In this case we have priority, so we have to finish the left turn, and then this car can go after us. So we have priority here. Unregulated intersection and right-hand rule. Right-hand rule, drivers give what it means. Drivers give way to a driver of vehicle approaching from the right of being located on the right side if the trajectories of both vehicles intersect and the sequence of movement is not specified otherwise in this act. So let's check. Situation like here, it's near the road administration and Taltech. The same, like we already talked about that in the beginning. So we have to give way to the cars who comes from the right side, and basically if this car comes here left, this car turns left, so this car has to give way to us already. Very simple example. The same with the bicycle. If this bicycle is moving on the road, it's also applying for them. Like on the picture number 1, green car has to give way to the bicycle because bicycle is on the right hand of this green car. Here, how do you think? What is the order of passing this crossroad? So, first, bicycle gives away to him. Then this car gives away to him. So basically, B go first, then go A, and then the final one, bicycle, in this situation. Sometimes you can see this kind of situations, like cars, all the cars are on the same place. So it's kind of very difficult situation, but still, if you are located on this kind of crossroad, better you give away first to someone. If someone gives away first, then this stuck situation will finish very quickly, right? Drivers must give way to the driver of a tram if the trajectories of the trackless vehicle and tram intersect, unless it's regulated otherwise by traffic control devices. So here I think you see the correct situation. Drivers must give way to the driver of a tram if the trajectories of a trackless vehicles and tram intersect, like this. So anyway, trams, they, for example, this tram goes straight and this car also goes straight. Trams always have more priority than cars. But sometimes also it can be regulated otherwise by the traffic control devices, like here. So this tram has giveaway sign, this tram has less priority, for example. So in this case, this tram give away to the car. Yeah. So basically, this car also have main road and this tram also have main road. So right-hand rule applies here then, if they both have main road. Anyway, this car gives away to the tram, to this car, so they can pass it, and then this car goes straight. After that, because tram have giveaway sign, because it's controlled otherwise by the traffic control devices, yeah. So very also kind of tricky example here. But basically, if there is no signs and you just intersect the tramway with no signs and no traffic lights, means you always have less priority than tram. You have to give way to the tram if you don't have another signs. Like here, what is the order of priority at the crossroad here? So basically this car goes here, we go left, and tram also go left here. We don't have any signs, means tram has more priority. Tram has to go first. Then we don't have any priority signs, means right-hand rule applies on this crossroad. We have to give way to him because he is on the right side. We give way to him, so he go second after the tram, and we are the last one in this picture who can pass. So if the direction of the priority road or the right-of-way road changes, the driver driving on the priority road of the right-of-way road must give way to the driver of vehicle approaching from the right or being on the same road on the right-hand side. So it's very complicated saying, but I will explain you very simply. Like I already explained that in the previous slides, basically if this car is on the main road, you can see it on this sign, and this car also on the main road, you can see it on this sign. In this case, then right-hand rule applies. So this car has to give way to this car. So this car go first and we are the last one. Like here. It's also Taltech area. if we go from the right here, someone goes from there and we want to go straight, for example, this way. So we also have to, because we have priority and they have priority, so right-hand rule applies in this situation. We have to give way to the cars who come from the right side there. So we wait until they pass and then we can continue straight to go to this road. You can see basically this place on our YouTube video, Kayla Exam Road. So we show this location there also. So drivers driving on the non-priority road must do the same in respect of each other. So they both have giveaway sign, they both on the non-priority road, like you see this and this. So this car has to give way to this car because this car is on the right side of this blue car. Let's check the example. Like here, you can see the sign. Car comes from there and we go here, for example, and we want to go straight also. So we have to give way to this car. Also, we have to check the left side because they have main road. So very tricky place. It's in Lagri. You can see it's very also kind of popular place on the exam road. What is the order of priority at the crossroad here? What do you think? All drivers go straight. You can basically actually make a pause and think. So just pause the video and just think a little bit, and then after that you will check what I say. So now I basically giving you the answer. Let's see. Basically these two cars, they have main road. So we have to decide what to do with them first, of course, because they have main road. So as this car is on the main road, on the right side of this car, so we first give way to this car. Now we have the situation again. Two cars, they both have the giveaway sign. So what it means, this car has to give way to this car, so this go first and then this one. So basically the order A, B, C, D, like this. So this is the right answer here. Basically this rule, now you can see the next rule. If you do not know whether they are, whether you have a priority road or non-priority road, the driver must behave as if they were driving on the non-priority road, always like this. So if you do not know or you didn't check the sign, you forgot about the sign, you always have to behave like you don't have priority. You, even if you have it, but you do not know it, for example, you still have to give way. When emerging from a single lane road to a multi-lane road, the driver must give way to the drivers driving on the multi-lane road. So if this car have only one lane, you see, this car have 2 lanes or even 4 lanes in total. So this car has to give way to us, of course. Also kind of simple rule about this. If the driver is moving in the direction shown by the permitting green additional arrowhead of the traffic light and the time when the red or amber main signals are illuminated, they must give way to the drivers approaching from any other direction. Basically it means if the main traffic light is red but arrow is green here, we can go straight, but only if we give way to the other road users. Doesn't matter from which direction, left or right or from other side, doesn't matter. We can go only if we give way to someone. So this is the rule basically. The driver who has entered the intersection with a traffic light signal allowing them to proceed was illuminated must clear the intersection in the direction in which they wish to proceed, regardless of the signals of the other traffic lights on the intersection. So let's simplify this text. Basically, if you entered the crossroad already with the green light, so for you it was green light here, you enter it and you see this red lights here. Basically they are not for you, they are for the cars who stand here before the stop line. We already talked about that in the beginning. In this case, if you turn left, You don't have to follow any other traffic lights. You have to exit the crossroad as soon as possible. You don't have to follow any other traffic control devices. Only if it was green in the beginning, you just finish your maneuver and continue driving. So very simple. However, it's a stop line or a stop line sign at any of the traffic lights on the intersection. They must follow the signals of such traffic lights. It's a regulated crossroad again here. Regulated intersection. In this case, we already have a stop line and we have a red light, so we turn left. Here you can see we have a green light. We turn left, you see we stop here because we have a red light and stop line. In this case, of course, we have to stop and give way to other cars and wait until we have a green light. Kind of simple situation also. When the permitting signal of the traffic lights illuminates, the driver must give way to a driver who is about to complete traversing of the intersection and the pedestrian still on the carriageway. So you see the car has a green light already, but still we can see pedestrians and cars on the crossroad. This car has to give way to and has to wait until this pedestrian car finish the maneuver. It's a real rule, you can see it here. Usually, of course, they do not give way in real life, they just starting to rush and push the cars, so it's not very correct. They actually have to have to wait until these cars will finish. So, if we see the regulated intersection and stop and the red light, the driver must stop ahead of the stop line or the stop line sign, like this. For example, we don't have any stop line. We don't have any stop line here, but only stop line sign. So you have to stop in front of the stop line sign. Edge of the intersection of the carriageway. So if you don't have any lines, stop line signs, you just stop at the edge of the carriageway. No, let's say this is the edge of the carriageway. You just stop on the edge. You can see that you are not disturbing other drivers, and you just basically stay there and wait until you have a green light. Also try to stop like this, that you can see the traffic lights. It's very important. Like here, edge of the carriageway is here, but you see also pedestrian. We cannot stop on the pedestrian, so then you basically stop in front of the pedestrian crossing. We don't have any signs, no lines, then we have to stop on the edge of the road. But it's not possible to stop on the edge of the road. That's why we stop in front of the pedestrian crossing, because we cannot block it. Pedestrians cannot come and cannot cross it then. If the right turn lane and intersection is separated from the rest of the carriageway by a safety island and there is no traffic light on the right hand side before the intersection, the right turn must be made regardless of the signals of the traffic lights on the intersection, giving a way to a driver approaching from any other direction. So this traffic light basically applies only for this car, not for us. We have giveaway sign. So we can continue. If there is no cars, we can just pass. If there is a car, of course, we just give way to this car and anyway pass. So we don't have to stay and wait, because this traffic light is for the cars who wants to go straight or left. Usually you can see safety island in the middle. Safety island in the middle, and it helps you to understand. Like here. Green light straight, but if it's red, they have to wait here, but we just check everything around us and finish the maneuver. We don't have to wait until it's green for us. Very simple. So thank you for your attention. Please ask your questions in the comments, and we'll be glad to answer for them. I hope you enjoyed the video. I think you still have some questions, so just don't be shy. And during the watching this video, always you can comment and put any other things in this description. So we'll be waiting for your feedback, basically. So thank you all, guys, and hope see you soon again on the new videos.